Hi guys, and welcome to my KonMari journey where I'm working through the life-changing magic of tidying up by Mari Kondo. And right now I am currently working through the kimono section of this process, and today we're going to tackle two categories. Category number 5, which is valuables, and category number 6, which is electrical equipment and appliances. So, first, we're going to talk about the valuables category. The only thing that Marie has to say about the valuables category is passports, credit cards, etc. And I have seen some other people have difficulty with this category because it is very, very vague and they're not quite sure what she really means by it. And I had the same thing. I do not have a passport, and I went through all of my other kind of important documents like that during the paper section. And I also do not have a lot of credit cards. I actually only have one credit card and one debit card, and I really don't carry around a lot of other things. Some ladies have used this as an opportunity to KonMari their purse, but I really don't need that. This is my purse. It's very small and very well organized. I do take the opportunity to clean it out once a week and get rid of any kind of disposable things like receipts and gum wrappers, and also anything that has kind of mysteriously found its way into my purse, although that happens a lot less with a small purse. So if you guys would be interested in seeing maybe a purse, I don't know, tour, let me know, we can do that. But otherwise, that's all that I have to say on the valuables category. So now we're going to move on to the category that we're going to be spending the bulk of our time on today, which is electronics. And she just says that we should do anything that's vaguely electronic, appliances, cords, adapters, all those kinds of things. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've kind of collected a lot of those kind of mysterious cords and electronic things we have stashed away that we don't really use very often, and I'm going to kind of be skipping over a lot of the things that I know that we're going to be keeping because we use every day. So things like my husband's professional camera equipment. He actually recently just went through that a couple months ago and sold off a lot of stuff. My sewing machine, my my blow dryer, my curling iron, our regular iron, those kind of things that I know for sure we're going to be keeping, that we use every day, lamps, those kind of things. And then I'm also going to be saving kitchen appliances for the kitchen section, because I kind of feel like that's better served there. And we're going to just go through the rest of those mystery objects. And I'm not really going to show you where they were stored because they were kind of scattered everywhere in the messiest parts of our house. So let's look at what we're going to be going through today. Okay, so this is the box of mystery cords, etc. And we've had a box of cords for pretty much the entire time we've been married, and I've just gone ahead and added some other mystery objects to it. So now I'm going to kind of take everything out and sort it by type, and then we're going to go ahead and go through this. And I hear a happy bird. Okay, so here's how I've organized the stuff. I have a pile of music-related items, a pile of computer-related items. This is a battery/camera-related items. This is kind of a mixture of various appliance-type items. These are the mystery cords. And then I just have a remote, a cordless drill, and whatever that is that I found in the box. So let's start out with some things. We'll start with the music related items. We have 2 old iPods. This one I know for sure doesn't work, so we're pitching it. This one I'm not sure if it still works or not, so I'm going to charge it and see if it works, and if it doesn't work I'm going to pitch that. And then I have 3 pair of headphones that are basically brand new, and actually my husband was just looking for some new headphones because his are getting really sad, so I'm going to go ahead and keep these and let him pick a set that he wants to use for now. Okay, so computer related items. USB hub that we've never used that we don't need to keep. We have a whole bunch of these little tiny stick-sized flash drives. So what I'm going to do with these is put these aside to go through and remove any data on here that we want to keep and then throw them away, because we have a whole bunch of these larger external hard drives that we actually use to store things, and then we can get rid of all these little piddly ones. Most of these are ones that either my husband or I used in school, so I'm expecting there to be a lot of school work on here that we really don't need to keep, so that's what's going to go on with these. So this is a keeper. These are all ones that we actually use. This one has a different cord, so we want to keep that. The rest of them all have the mini USB port, so we have some of those somewhere. I couldn't find them. These are all the little guys to go through. We have 2 mice here. We actually have wireless mice for all of the computers that we are currently using. So we have 3 that are being used. So this one I'm going to pitch. This one is actually, there's something like sticky on the little wheelie and on the clickers, so that's kind of gross, so we're going to go ahead and pitch that one as well. Moving on to the camera equipment. So what I have, this is a remote for my camera, and it actually no longer works. I believe the battery is dead. Let's see what kind of battery is in here. Oops. I actually do have some batteries of this size, so if I have one on hand that is the right kind and I can replace it, I might keep it, but I really don't use it ever, so will probably end up getting pitched. These are some AAA batteries. They're in shrink wrap, so I'm assuming they're good. Those are going to go in with the batteries. Okay, we have a couple of battery chargers. These are the ones for the camera batteries, so these are going to be put in with the rest of the camera equipment. We will keep those. And there's some spare camera batteries. These are like holders for AA batteries, and we used to use these a lot when we were doing the photography business, but we're not doing that anymore. So I asked my husband, and he said he would like to keep a few, so I'm just going to keep 2 and pitch 2. Okay, moving right along to our appliances. This is a square card reader. Again, we use this with the business, so we're not doing that anymore. And I got the okay from my husband that we can pitch that. This is a little flashlight. The battery is definitely on its way out, so it's getting pitched. Another little tiny flashlight. This one, the battery's okay, but we never use it. This is another little light thingy. You put batteries in it and you click it. I don't know why we have those. This is a lamp. It does not have a light bulb. It's like a clampy lamp to put on your desk, like if you're in college or whatever. We don't use that. This is a little clock that I have had pretty much since high school. My husband's going on a camping trip this weekend, and he has asked to borrow this, so I'm actually going to let him use that, and then I'm going to pitch it because it's really gross and it's dirty and it's really a pain in the butt to change the time. It took me about a week to change the time on here for daylight savings, so I'm not really interested in keeping that anymore. Okay, on to the mystery cords. This is a plug from a European converter plug that my husband used when he was in Iraq. Don't need that. What do we got here? These are, I know, AV cables. We have 2 spares. Do we need 2 spares? I doubt it. All of our, over here is all of our, like our TV and our Blu-ray player and our Roku and all that other good stuff, the cable box. So all that's currently connected, so I'm assuming we don't need any of those anymore, that those are just spares. Ethernet cable. Nobody uses these anymore. We have a Wi-Fi. I think this is also an Ethernet cable. I don't know. We don't need it. This is a phone jack splitter. We've never had a landline. Another Ethernet cable, phone cable. Don't need that. Okay, what do we have here? This is like a USB extender. I can't imagine us ever needing that. Here's another USB extender. This is a USB to micro USB. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I know this one isn't open, but I feel like we've lost a lot to go with our external hard drive, so we'll actually use this if I get it out of the box, the mystery box. Okay, here's another one of those AV cables we're obviously not using. Okay, this one here is an extension cord for my Mac charger. I don't use it right now, but I did in the apartment we used to live in, and because the outlet was further away, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. This is the charger for my Nook. Keep that. We have 2 extension cords. Again, I'm going to keep those. Okay. Oof. Cables, I hate these things. This is another like Ethernet or phone type cable. Okay, so what is this sucker? I don't even know. Is that a... I'm not sure what that's for, but it's still in the bag, locked up, so we probably don't need it. Okay, now we're left with Apple chargers. So we have 2 of these. I'm going to go ahead and keep one for a spare and pitch the other. This is the cord, the charger for the Shuffle, which we're getting rid of. And then these remaining cords are all the old style Apple chargers. We do still have an iPad that uses this, so I'm going to keep one spare and get rid of the rest of those. Lastly, we have our universal remote, which we're not using right now because we have the cable box, but this does go to our, we use this when we don't have the one for the cable, so I'm going to keep that. And then our drill, and that's the power cord that goes with that, so we'll be keeping it. And lastly, I just have this mystery thing, which we will be pitching because I have no idea what it is. Okay, so these are the items I'm keeping. Whoops, that's my phone. Out of that box, that's it. And most of the stuff is actually not going to be back living in the box. Actually, just those white cords and maybe the remote. And hopefully we get to the organizing section, we will find a better place for those. And this is the giant pile of stuff that we are pitching. Yay! Okay, so that's it for the electronics section. That was the task I was really not looking forward to because it's just not very exciting, but I'm glad it's done. We can move on to other things. So the next section is household equipment, which includes stationery and writing material, sewing kits, etc. So I'm going to use that to go through the office type supplies that we have, which I found while we were looking for those mystery cords that is in desperate need of attention. So I'm excited about that because my husband's office space is always just messy and overflowing and a definite joy sucker in my life. So I'm excited to kind of pare down those items. So that's going to be our next video.